again with the Spitballin Podcast and with a very special edition, as you can see at the bottom, UFC 300. I know we did a podcast with my guy Jason, and I'll introduce him here in a second, but it's nothing like fight week. And I just been getting the feeling barely today on fight week because of everything UFC's been putting out, all the content. Not my favorite card for UFC 300, but it's here. And what are we going to do? But back again with the Spitballin Podcast and back again with my guy. I am Jason. I am transgender. I am Chris's only friend that has had any martial arts experience. I am the gi wearer on Spitballin Podcast. I am Jason. There it is, man. How does it feel to be back on the pod?
First of all, I just want to thank you, for the I believe this is my fourth appearance. I don't take it lightly, man. I know that, you let me cut the queue, you let me cut the line, and, I know that goes, way back for us. We got ancient ties, bro. And I'm just so grateful to be here, man. It's UFC 300. It's the biggest stackest card that you ever seen in your life. But we're going to talk about why there's no buzz. I don't feel nothing for it. My heart's not pounding, but I am happy to be here.
Let me interrupt you, bro. Your mic is not great, so
okay.
Tone it down the how high you want to get. But I love the enthusiasm. I'm just trying to help the audience.
I do want to stop you. Are you saying that I haven't pulled out every stop? I haven't cut, and paid the highest price that I could pay for the best equipment? Is that what you're saying to me?
I think so, my brother. But here we go, man.
Am I getting paid for this?
Fuck you.
All right, let's go.
Hey, bro, those glasses made you seem like such a diva. Like, hey, you're asking your people and shit.
Look, hey, what's going on here? Does he got the script?
Let's go, man. For a guy who, just FYI, for a guy who fucking doesn't like WWE, we got Seth motherfucking Rollins here, bro. He wears those type of glasses.
You know what, man? I inspire a lot of people.
Yeah, you do.
I inspire a lot of people.
You're that guy for everyone, brother.
Yeah, I feel like, I couldn't say Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns, but, I know a lot of people spot me on the street and that, they carry out their lives a little differently after they encounter me.
You had a joke and it was going, but it just petered out, man.
Sorry, I lost you there for about 5 seconds.
It petered out, bro. But let's get into it, bro, because shout out to my guy Anthony, the homie Joey's fake cousin. Joey, you fraud. You told me he was your cousin. Come to find out he wasn't your cousin. You fraud. But anyway, shout out to him. He made me want to keep doing the UFC podcast. I was gonna do him regardless, but if he's the one listener, thank you, Anthony. And we're going to get straight into our favorite fight of the early prelims. And me and Jason, I didn't even have to go over it with him on this one because we both are excited about this one for sure. And I think most fans are. Davidson Figueiredo, a.k.a. Figgy, versus Cody Garbrandt.
Versus the man that named him.
Versus the man that named him. Do people call him Figgy?
Yeah, they call him Figgy now.
Oh shit,
bro!
I like Figgy.
I'm a Cody Garbrandt in my own right. I set trends. Cody's over here naming people. I named you, old big nose. You know what I mean?
I like it. But let's get straight into Figgy versus Cody Garbrandt, man.
Yeah.
Let me give my take on this fight. I think Davidson moving up to 135, we're going to see how big or small he really is.
Yeah.
And, he didn't look too big for me at 125 as far as height or um, his body, but people said it, and it was obviously hard for him to make the weight. Um, but I'm interested in seeing if his power does translate.
Mm-hmm.
I think he got a lot of like love on his power. I don't think we saw it these last four fights. His power, right? I never saw Moreno in trouble because, he put him down. Some sort of Gaethje or Dustin Poirier way. Um, so I'm interested in seeing that. Cody Garbrandt is just one of my favorite looking fighters. Number one. And number two, just I like his swagger and how he wears his emotions on his sleeve. But his chin is very, 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 very suspect at
Yeah.
this point, to say the least. And it's just a great matchup. It's a lot of questions up in the air.
Right. Right.
And but for me, I'm gonna put my money on this. I gotta go Figgy. I
Okay.
mean, I'm
Okay.
sorry. And the table is yours, man. The floor is yours.
The floor. Well, I'll get on the table right here. I'll get on the floor. I don't give a fuck, bro. I will talk about this fight. That's a fact. So, number one, what did you tell me earlier about Cody? Can we just talk about that? I
Now he's
want. I
my
want.
hell, man. He's my UFC man crush for sure.
No, no, no. But would you say that he like when you look at him? What happens to your body?
He gives me the
Just tell me.
chills, man. You
Come
dude.
on, man. Hey, but guess what, man? I've never related to anything you've said more. He's a bona fide dime. He's
He's a
just a dime.
bona fide dime, man.
And without getting too distracted, I had
Fucker.
an in-person experience with him. He doesn't know I existed. He doesn't know that this happened. But one time I was working at a restaurant. I was working the door, whatever, right? I'm at a Mastro Steakhouse, as a matter of fact, in Beverly Hills. So I'm around like some people, some names,
Hmm.
just so happen, right? And I see him walking down the street. It's kind of dead at the door. Me and my partner, I look over. Hey, do you know who that guy is? I know who it is. I'm the UFC guy. You know what I mean? So he's walking by, and let me tell you, bro, son was looking good, man. I'm not kidding, dude. He's just his style, his features. They're a gift from God. Some of us have been blessed more than others in that area. Um, Unfortunately for the two of us, we have not been so favored. But bro, I see him walking down the street, and I just start screaming. I can't help but scream another man's name. I just say, Cody, Cody. And he looks, and then I got nervous, man. I didn't know what to say. I don't want him to know it was me, so I
Yeah.
just act like I'm talking to my partner. I'm on the walkie. Hey, yeah, we're moving up there right now. Bro, I had to move on. Bro, I felt a chemical change in my body when he looked over. You know what I mean?
Wow.
He's a beauty. He's a specimen. But okay, anyways, back
He's
to the
coming
fight, man.
out, guys. He's coming out. He's coming out.
Um, look, look, man. Let's keep it about the fights, man. Let's be professional here. Cody, um, Cody No Love Garbrandt, aka also known as Cody No Chin Garbrandt. He's
Ooh,
he's he's
ouch.
at a he's
Whoa,
at a.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Am I the line?
Ouch, bro. Ouch.
Look, man, I've been a fan of him a long time, man. In the ring, out of the ring. Look, man, I'm just bringing to you right now what the streets say. You know what I mean? Because I'm
Call
in
for
these streets.
uncall for it. Go ahead, man.
As you said earlier, his chin is suspect. Unfortunately, it's that weird thing, right? Like you see a fighter's chin just go from one
Yeah.
fight to the next. It's unexplained by science. It's unexplained by the community. It's just one of those things that we just fall in line as a community and we acknowledge that this happens. We don't have the cure, we don't have the answer, but it does happen. And it's crazy because you still, to this day, you still see flashes of his greatness. You see why he was the former champion, defeating big names back in the day, man. I have a treat for you later for some of these old names. We'll get into that later. But, man, he's a remarkable fighter whose chin has become his most talked about topic,
Mm.
you know. And Davison is a guy who's always been thought of as a man who was too big for 125. The cut was too much. He's been in some wars, had
Spitballin
some
Podcast,
amazing highlights.
and we got a very special guest today. My bad, dude. Another member of
No worries, man. No worries.
I'm down. Hey guys, I'm exporting a video for you, and I fucked up. I
Alternate
forgot.
universe. Sometimes the multiverse they kind of overlap. That's
Yeah,
all that was. That's
bro,
all
that's
that was.
scary. I'm like, you saw our
No
reaction,
problem.
but go ahead, bro. What are you
But
saying?
yeah, no. So Davidson's always been a guy we thought maybe he should move up, stop compromising himself so much with the weight cut.
Mm-hmm.
And this is his chance, Cody's been calling him out for a while. People like Cody and others have said that Davidson is I believe it's a weight bully. He's tried to always be the biggest guy in the division, even if it's kind of drained him or taxed him, because those round first round or two, he's just the most dangerous, due to the size and power and things like that. So this is his chance to debut at 135 against a suspect chin, but also a very accomplished veteran. And I believe Cody's only still like 32 years old.
Yeah.
He was champ like in his mid-20s, man. It's unbelievable. But I love that matchup, man, for those reasons, because there's questions, right?
There's questions.
Will Davidson's power and size be a factor at a heavier weight class? Will Cody's chin be suspect? But more than his chin, we could still definitely say that Cody gets caught up being emotional out there, and he's just got to hold it together. He can't be like
Oh,
me out here just having a fit over little things. But he's in the ring, man. He's got to stay sharp, especially against a guy like Davidson.
stay composed.
Yeah,
What do you
have
think
to.
is the before you make your pick? What do you think is the key for Figgy and a key for victory for Cody?
Man, I think the easiest one for me to point out right away is Cody. Just stay composed, as you said. Stay
Mm-hmm.
composed. Um, I do fear that if he does stay composed, he might risk being aggressive or not being aggressive, and the fight might, slip away. But
Mm.
he does need to stay composed. But he does got that power, baby. I don't know if you've seen that one fight. I forget who it was. It was in the third round. As the buzzer's going off, he just hangs back up against the fence, ducks, boom, cracks
Hey,
him with a
Munoz.
beautiful hook.
Yeah,
That was beautiful, man. He got laid after that one.
yeah,
But for Davison, I would say just use your skill set, man. He's a filthy striker. You could say the same about Cody, but I do think I would lean Davison in the striking. Um,
yeah.
Power's up for debate, I think, but I think Davison will touch him up. I just think Davison. I have a hard time kind of picking his key to victory here because I haven't seen him at this weight.
Yeah.
But I just think that he needs to. I think he should probably get Cody into a dogfight. Try to lure him into a dogfight. I think that's the key. Make it
Mm.
ugly, make it dirty, and Cody might give in. Maybe say some things. He should be Davison should Google some English words that might set off Cody. You know what I mean? See
Yeah,
see if we can get to him.
he's not a threat, insult away from losing it.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah,
So
exactly.
who's your pick?
I'm gonna go Davison. The biggest thing for me is Cody's chin is It's like my dad's old pickup truck, man. Unreliable, to be honest.
All right. And the next one, by the way, people who are listening, me and Jason made this a a point that we weren't gonna go through every fight. We're just gonna go our favorites, and by our favorites, I mean my favorites. But I'm assuming these are Jason's too. And
Probably not
I'm
because
gonna
you're less informed, but go ahead.
I'm gonna go straight up to Jalen versus Renato Moicana. Moicano.
Henato. Henato. R's are H.
Renato Moicano.
Ooh, ooh.
I don't know what was that shit.
God damn.
But
Giving me chills.
I'm looking at this fight, and I think the UFC really likes Jalen in this fight.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Okay.
why do I say that? Because where they're putting Jalen in UFC 300, right? Number
Okay.
one, and then number two, they're putting him against the guy that's lower ranked that he should be, right? Because I think Jalen is better than him. I think I've seen that. I think I've seen him fight Renato. Seen him fight uh like top tier guys, and then he just falls short. And I think Jalen, this is like a good like fight for him to get a win, get back in the win column. You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
start racking them up so he could get in that top five um talks. You know what I'm saying? And at lightweight, at top five, any one win could get you a title shot at this point, right?
Yeah.
And I just don't think he has anything for him. Jalen's a dog. He's shown that he could put uh, good punches together. He's shown that he could be you know be in a dogfight. I mean, he did that versus what was his name? Help me out here. The guy that he was supposed to beat that filled in for someone that got hurt.
Mm.
It was a close fight, split decision. Let me check here.
Drawing a blank.
Let me check right here. Jalen Turner.
Filled in a fight. And it was a dog fight. Dan Hooker?
No, it was a split decision. Here it is. Gamrot.
Mm. Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? Okay. Okay. Go ahead before I comment on that, actually.
So I thought Jalen won.
Yeah.
But I'm not mad, at the other thing. But what I'm saying is that was a dog fight,
Yeah.
regardless. But I just feel like this fight really favors Jalen, and I gotta go with the IE guy. I gotta go with 6'3", 155er. Um, just has all the tools to be. Man, I heard Henry Cejudo today say that he's a young John Jones.
Yeah, man. Woo!
I was
Come
like,
on,
whoa,
man.
whoa, whoa.
I thought people only said that about me, but man, that's crazy, dude. But
That
no,
was
really,
crazy when I heard that.
really.
And
I'm gonna do this real quick.
obviously,
My bad.
Henry has, way better eyes than anybody
Sorry
else
about
to say that. So,
sorry about that.
I didn't even see nothing. But, I mean, I'm going to go with Henry. If Henry thinks he's a young John Jones,
What a compliment, right?
I can't go against that. So, I'm going to go with young John Jones, Jalen
Yeah,
Tarantula Turner.
yeah. Now I agree. Again, what a compliment, man, and especially coming from a super proven, combat sports athlete, Henry Cejudo, Triple C,
Triple C.
uh, Triple C, man, the king of cringe.
Mm-hmm.
That might be the thumbnail.
That might be the thumbnail.
Anyways, no, man. So again, compliment. Wow, but I got Jalen as well. I don't think it's gonna be an easy fight. I don't think it's just he's gonna win. I think Jalen. I might sound a little cookie cutter with this. Jalen's got to be careful. Hanato is a very experienced fighter, very experienced. Hanato's been in the UFC, I believe, since around the time Jalen even debuted as a pro. You know, he's been doing this for a long time. He's seen a lot of things. He's faced adversity, and currently, right now, he's on the rise. You know, he's going through a resurgence in his career. Uh, he's been more colorful and more exciting in this fight. So we'll see. I definitely am picking Jalen here because Jalen's he's a bad man, dude. He's a sniper, if I could put it anyway. His shots, he throws them so straight, so intentional. He's just
So
good at finding chins, bro.
yeah, I like that. So intentional.
Dude, just down the pipe. Man, scary dude. And he's from our area, man. Shout out.
And Jalen, hopefully one day spitballing gets bigger, and I can show you the receipts when spitballing gets bigger. But hey, yo, bro, me and Jason went to go see you in the high desert in Victorville.
Yeah, you knocked out some poor Lithuanian dude. I
And you
wish
were
I could
still
remember.
like on the rise of your martial arts career because you were wearing
Yeah.
pads
Mhm.
on your knees and stuff. So
Yeah, yeah.
just so you know, bro, we've been fans. You know.
We've been about it, man. We've been about it for sure.
So yeah. So you're taking Jalen Turner. So am I. No
Jalen.
surprise there.
On that one, I want to add even the round. I think he'll take him out second round.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I'm gonna move up. I like the Diego Lopez fight, but I'm gonna go a little. I'm gonna go to the next one.
Okay.
From right here, I mean, I like all these. I like all these. Uh, Holly Holm, Kayla Harrison. I think this is an interesting fight. Uh, for Holly Holm, I think she's had like decent outputs in her last fights to still show like that she's still at the top of bantamweight for women's. She the fastest? No. She the most powerful? No. But she's the most you know well rounded. Um, she has just a little bit of everything. And who else would you want Kayla Harrison to face um, coming in than Holly
Right.
Holm? I think it's a great match right there because let's say Kayla Harrison loses. Okay, well, it's Holly Holm, right? Top 5 seasoned vet in this division. Now we know where to put her. But if
Okay.
let's say she starches Holly Holm or even beats her, okay, we know where to put her next, right?
Mhm.
So I think it's very interesting. I think Holly Holm still has it. Um, I think Kayla Harrison, worried about her weight. What a surprise. What it is going to do to her body, to her mind. I'm also worried about the lights of the UFC. Like, this is new. Everyone that comes to the UFC is like, whoa,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what that is doing to her coming from not so great leaving PFL, you know. Um, but I'm gonna give it to the veteran, bro, Holly Holm. I think she just has a little bit of
Mhm.
everything and been here, done that. And according to her, I was listening to her. She's been wanting to fight, you
Okay.
know. So I'm gonna go with Holly Holm, brother. Just because I just think she's more well rounded and more seasoned in the UFC
Yeah,
and big cards.
that's fair.
Go ahead.
Yeah, she has a whole career to back up everything you just said. Um, she's, as you said as well, she's a seasoned veteran. Uh, she's a staple in the women's division for the UFC. Um, highly accomplished, former champion. Kayla Harrison, you know, she's a I believe a two-time gold medalist, judoka, kind of They wear one of these, by the way. No big deal. Looks kind of good. So yeah, she's accomplished herself. She's a tournament champion, two-time tournament champion in the PFL. I believe the way they do that, they go for the $1 million at the end if you're the finalist, if you're the champ. Both seasoned, right, in their own right.
In
As
their
far
own good way to put it.
as far as MMA careers, Holly takes the cake clearly. She's she's faced the who's who, and the biggest knock for Kayla is that when you're coming from another organization, they're unfortunately the premier place to be to test yourself, to show your skills is the UFC. So everything seems and feels and is viewed as by the fans as less than if it's not the UFC. So unfortunately for her, she's got to come over here and her greatness needs to translate, right? Against a seasoned veteran like Holly. Now, here's my thing. I hate this matchup actually because Holly's so seasoned that we're not getting. I don't think it's an appropriate challenge for the young in her prime Kayla. Does that make sense?
Kayla is young?
Yeah, I believe she's 30 years old. Holly Holm is, I believe, 42 or 41.
Damn, Kayla's
And
30. Bro, let me look that up. I don't that's a
she just looks a
I'm
little tough.
sorry. That's a
Looks
rough
a little
30,
tough.
man.
Yeah, man.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Kayla. I know you're listening to this right now and you're fuming, but I don't believe this guy. 30 years old?
Yeah, buddy.
33.
33. Okay, I was off a little bit, but
You were off a little bit, but you were there, but
my
rough
definitely
33.
my main point, she's in her prime. Okay.
Yeah,
She's in her prime. It's safe to say, all respect to the legend, Holly Holm is not. She's
33 is fine.
Holly Holm is
Say,
42.
what would you say that UFC MMA fighters prime is?
I hate to give such a wide range, but 28 to 34.
I was gonna say that.
28. I wish it wasn't so wide, but you could say up to 36. This is only for heavyweight. They say power is the last thing to go, so I would say heavyweight's 30, 36.
Okay, just curious to what you were gonna say. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah. Which John is approaching. It's unfortunate.
So she's in her prime.
She's in a prime, and one is not. Simple as that. So I don't like that fight. I don't like that matchup. I don't. And here's what I don't like. So the knock for Holly is her age. We've seen the best of her, I feel. And the knock for Kayla is that this is the first time she's ever going to compete as a professional at 135 pounds. She was a 155er. Okay. Now, you said earlier when we talked that, she looks good. She looks trim. But we don't know till the weight cut happens, right? They got to make the weight, get on the scale, and then we'll know the fight's on, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing. What a miracle that not a single fight has fallen off.
Yeah.
All these matchups.
True.
Yeah, I still stand by I'm not feeling the buzz behind 300. Like, I think what was originally laid out, the expectation laid out, I don't think it's lived up to it, just off name value at least, right? Who
Yeah.
knows how the card's going to play out. But, yeah, man, the fight that this card has managed to stay together up until this point, who knows, right? People might start missing weight. I don't know what's going to happen. Nobody knows what's going to happen, but
Yeah.
what a miracle. What a miracle, man. I bet Dana's calling every day or got people calling every day. Hey, but it makes you wonder, do you think these people, these fighters, these athletes, do you think that they're training less, less intense? Do you think they're less prepared as a result? You think that could be? Because they're trying not to get injured in camp?
Nah, I believe the guy. I've heard enough from interviews that they always say you're always beat up coming out of a camp.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know, so the fact that no Charles Oliveira famous cut is happening, I'll just go with that.
Right. Okay. But yeah, I don't have a pick in that fight, man. I really don't.
You don't
I'm
have
not a
to pick?
I'm not a fan of the matchup, and I don't have a pick. No, sir.
All right, pussy. Copy.
We already knew this one, but
All right, so we'll move on then, man. I fucking love this next fight, dog. Calvin Kattar and Aljamain Sterling. Um,
yeah.
why is I'm looking at the UFC website? Why is Aljamain Sterling number 2 in the featherweight division? Weird.
In featherweight?
Yeah, it says number 2.
Wow, I don't have a clue. Maybe
Yeah,
mistake.
yeah, it has to be a mistake, but I love this fight. Because Calvin Kattar could look at the mistakes that Aljamain made versus Sugar. Now Calvin Kattar isn't as like precision beats power. He isn't that guy like Sean is. He's more of a 1-2 guy. He'll get in there and he'll bang with dudes. But he could learn something from Sugar, right?
Yeah.
And you know uses distance from Aljamain. Not that Calvin is much taller than Aljamain, but he does seem longer. I'm not
Okay.
looking at how tall they are, but from seeing Calvin Kattar, he does look taller. And I'm interested in seeing Aljamain. Like a lot of guys would say that dude was strong, right? He's a lot stronger. Henry said that he's a lot stronger than I thought, and I'm interested in seeing that.
Okay.
Uh, See if he gets his hands on him. The odds right now are 136 plus 136 Calvin Kattar, which means he's the underdog, and 162 for Aljamain, which means negative 162, which means he's the favorite. And I'm a little torn right here because at the end of Aljamain's run, I started to really fuck with him, like but
Mhm.
he always like he got me to fuck with him, and then like he would say something where I'm just like, dude,
Yeah.
or act like a
Yeah.
certain way, and I'm just like, bro.
I'm with you.
So I'm like torn with it because, man, you know what? I'm gonna go with the Funk Master, bro.
Okay.
Uh,
Whoa.
I'm gonna go with the Funk
Nice.
Master because I just feel like he's just gonna get him down, and he's gonna. I don't think I've. When was the last time I seen Calvin on the floor?
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with the Funk Master.
Okay. Aljo. Not bad.
Aljo.
I I'll start off by saying that I'm actually with you. I think Aljo's always been described as a big bantamweight. Now in featherweight, I think that he'll just be properly sized. I don't think he's gonna stand out. Being small or being big, I think he'll fit in nicely. And I think that he will, you know, do that backpack, that he's so famously known for inside of the octagon. He's gonna get Calvin down and just, I hate to put
Take
in
it
these
down.
words, and ride him, baby. He's gonna ride him. Ain't gonna let him go. He's just gonna be on his back all night, man, all night long.
Oh, that was fun.
Gonna be on his back all night long. Um,
Pound Town.
and I just, and another thing that he's the funk master, right? His striking's funky, man. He's kind of like a
Like
weirdo,
a yeah.
So we'll see how Calvin
You know what's
responds to
weird
that.
about
But I
Aljo
got
too,
Eljo.
Jason?
Hmm.
His stance. It's not really like a sugar where he's like, doing this. It's like a weird like,
Yeah.
you know, he's not giving you no front leaning foot or nothing. It's weird. But so yeah, it is a funky way of striking,
Yep. Yep.
right?
Yep.
So you got Aljamain Sterling.
I got Aljo. Yeah. I think again. I think he'll ride him that first round. Just ride him with that backpack all night. Uh, First round, second round. I think Calvin's gonna get tired, and I think that he'll sub him rear naked.
Mm.
Second round.
Damn, Jason getting cocky out here, fellas. He's fucking choosing the round. He's choosing how. Sheesh. All right. What's called uh Yuri Prohachka versus Alexander Rakic.
Hmm.
I think this is gonna be a fucking banger.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna go past the first round, dog. I think these guys are gonna stand and bang
Mm-hmm.
and see who takes who out first.
Okay.
The odds makers are a pick 'em fight, which I think they're thinking the same thing as I'm thinking, right? I think that they're gonna stand and bang, and we'll see who goes. And I don't know, man. Yuri has kind of not looked so great, you know, in my opinion. So I'm gonna go with the Rakic, bro.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I will say for sure I'm surprised by that because Rakic I believe has been out for nearly 2 years or for 2 years.
yeah.
Uh,
I
and
just don't.
I'm
I haven't been impressed by Yuri. I haven't been
really,
impressed. Yeah,
I gotta say I do take that a little personally because you know how like you kind of like relate to certain fighters. He's kind of one. He's all about the Bushido code. He's a samurai.
yeah.
I just kind of like I'm wearing a gi, like this is Japanese, like
Your whole
judo.
life you live by a code.
You know, shout out, shout
Hector.
out Hector from Troy.
Yeah,
That's my role model.
yeah.
Uh, I've been compared to him a lot throughout my life. Also, another, just whatever. Anyways, so not about me right now. But no, I am surprised that you're picking Alexander Rakic, but I like that guy a lot. Um, I just think the layoff might show, and if it doesn't, man, ring rust isn't always a factor,
Hmm.
but I do think that it might be a problem. Yuri he's been busy, uh, and I just got a soft spot for him. Let's just be honest, man. I got a soft spot for him. I see myself in him. At least, okay, I'll stop being funny about it. I appreciate him, man. I appreciate what he represents. Like he's a cool dude, bodied up. I wish I was bodied up like
True
that,
martial artist, like he takes it
Uh,
serious.
he's trying to be right. He's trying to be that guy. But I got Yuri. I think I think it's gonna be a third round finish for Yuri.
Third round.
Third round.
Yeah, you
Rakic
think
is
he's gonna make it?
Yeah, I think Rakic is gonna make it to the third due to he's a much cleaner fighter. Yuri, for as much as he tries to be this true martial artist, he gets in dog fights, bro.
Mm.
He's an animal. It's chaos in there. But I'm going Yuri, third
Okay.
round finish.
All right. So next, uh, I think I'm gonna talk more about with Bo Nickel, fighting Cody Brundage. Um, I mean the odds are clearly it's 20. He's a minus 2,100. Like that's crazy. But I'm gonna talk more about just the love the UFC clearly has for Bo Nickel.
Yeah.
Um, like where they've been putting him, you know, how they've been, showing him off to the public,
Uh huh.
and you know, I don't know. I feel like he's taking someone's spot here. I don't think he's earned this on the main card yet. You know, is it a good place to show who he is? Sure, but not in that spot. Um, and I don't think he has enough skin in the game in the UFC. I don't know.
Hmm.
I feel like a little like man, someone else deserves this, you know. But that's why I'm broke, and that's why Dana knows how to market his guys, and you know, it feels funny, you know. Um, just feels like a guy who's lower ranked is getting up here, but you know, Pereira did that, and then on top of that, Bo Nickel ain't even fighting no guys. At least when Pereira came in, he starts fucking Strickland off
Hmm.
top, you know. So, you know, no hate towards Bo Nickel. He starched everybody. Seems like he's gonna starch his next guy, and you know, I'm just trying to figure out, okay, where do you go from here then? You know,
Okay.
go ahead.
Um, because he's starched everybody, and because he's likely, with those odds, it says it all.
Yeah.
They think that that guy doesn't belong in there with them.
Hmm.
I think that's exactly why he's on the card, in that spot. To open up the pay-per-view. Uh, I think it'll just get the night started with somebody getting disrespected. You know, Cody Brundage is a primarily a grappler, very experienced, not at Bo Nickel's level. You know, but I think that's the thing. And if I'm sitting with the UFC, or if I'm trying to think like the UFC, I think they're going, let's start this card with a bang. Let's have somebody just get ragdolled, most likely. Ragdolled, beat to a pulp, and then butt fucked,
But
you
you
know.
see where I'm coming from. It's just like,
No, look, man, he doesn't deserve that spot, but when you think of like the effect that they're trying to, I think, kick it off with, that's the only thing that makes sense to me.
yeah,
Bo Nickel's not even a ranked guy, never has been.
mm-mm.
He's bro, he's got 5 fights
Yeah, it feels like
as a pro.
UFC 300 should be way more than. But
Who
you
would
know,
you put in that spot if not him?
I mean, it's hard to say right now off top, um, who or what fight, you know.
Hmm.
But let's say like something with more implications, you know, something with more that if this happens, this could happen, right?
Hmm.
You know, something like that, you know. But it's hard to say right now, you know,
Okay.
for me.
I
Like okay,
think.
if I wanted to put
Go
someone on that spot right now, that it came to mind just because it's coming next is Whitaker and Shemaev.
ahead.
I think that's much more of like a whoa with implications of like, well, if this happens, this, you know what I'm saying? That's what I would like.
Shamaev can't come to the States.
That's what I would like in that spot. You know,
Back to
some.
Bo Nickel, bro. So he's been dusting dudes, and I think that's the only thing that is landed him to be the main card opener. He's reliable, He's almost like a lock to just start it with a bang, with a finish. That's the only thing I could think of as a purist point of view perspective. Like, I don't think he deserves it, but I don't think the UFC is thinking about deserves. I think they're thinking about who's the surest W. What is their greatest mismatch on the card, and it's that one. Clearly, the odds say it. I think
Yeah.
that's
Well,
exactly.
it is. This the rest aren't that bad. I mean, the worst one that I see is Jalen Turner and Figgy. Figgy is man. He's he's a minus 310 favor, bro. That's a lot. That's disrespectful.
That chin, bro.
You're right, dude. That's disrespectful to Cody.
It is, but at the same time, Cody's earned that criticism. Hate to
Yeah,
say.
it's that chin, that chin. So, um, we were talking about Bo Nickel, but obviously we got Bo Nickel. That's what I wanted to touch on, and you make a good point. I just still feel like it feels ugly, but I get that point for sure. But this to me is the most interesting fight next, and the most, for me, my anticipated fight of the card, and it is Charles Olives, as old Dan Hooker called him one time. Uh, Charles Oliveira versus Armin. Help me out.
Sarukian.
Sarukian.
I say that confidently, but really, I might be wrong. I'm just going with what I've heard.
But I'm really interested in this fight, dude. Because I've obviously seen what Armin has done, and I've also seen what Charles Oliveira has done.
That's I think the most competitive matchup on the card.
Man, but the odds makers are saying it's not. It's minus 225 Armin. And
Really? Whoa. See, I find that disrespectful.
that's disrespectful to Charles
That
Oliveira.
that fight should be at least a pick 'em.
Man, because of Charles' track record, like he lost to Islam.
I guess the MMA math is that he lost to Islam and Armin lost a split to decision to Islam.
Mm.
So that's the MMA math I'm guessing, but
But man, I was just watching Charles dust up Dustin Poirier, and the
mm.
pace this guy has is freaking ridiculous,
You
man.
said who he dusted up who?
Dustin the Diamond Poirier, full and paid in full, and I say that with no, it doesn't make me happy because Dustin gained a fan this last fight, but Charles Oliveira to be a plus 185 underdog, um, you know, it's not like he was like, yeah, he lost to Islam by getting tapped out, but it was fairly close, till he got touched, right? Um,
I don't agree with that.
no, you think Islam
I
was
think Islam was in the driver's seat the whole time.
okay? All right,
I think Charles was the passenger princess.
I could be since I haven't watched, I could be mistaken here. I just
CTE.
or fucking Spice, um,
Mm-hmm.
but I guess maybe I have the blinders on. I love Charles, bro.
Yeah. Nah,
I
me
think
too, man.
I want to see him, Charles Oliveira versus Islam too.
Yeah.
That's a great fucking main event.
Yep.
And I want to see him win. I hope he makes the weight. He scares me every fight week. He scares me. He looks like he's on death's door.
Dead man walking. We got a dead man walking. Dead man walking down the Green Mile.
Yeah, man. He always has the shades on. Hope he makes the weight. But I don't get this. I don't think Armin has fought anybody yet. Who's the last guy he beat? Armin.
Benil Dariush.
Benil Dariush and
Dusted him.
Charles dusted him.
Armin had a better W
Yeah,
over Benil.
for sure.
But they both dusted him.
Yeah, but um, it was ugly, the Benil one. But
Yeah.
I just love Charles. I love his pace. I love everything he does.
Yeah.
I'm going with Charles Olives to gain this within the 5 rounds
Yeah.
and go claim his rematch versus Islam.
Yeah. That'd be dope. That's a great story. I hope it plays out like that. Armin's only 27, so in a way, like it's easy for me to just want Charles to win, based on that as well, because Armin's eventually going to get there anyways.
Yeah.
Charles, we only have probably 2-3 more years with him tops, I'm guessing, before, the body starts to decline, whatever it may be. But, yeah, what more can I say about Charles? Charles is a guy, like, if you were to show somebody highlights, like a newbie, somebody trying to get into it, you want to pop on some Charlie Olive's highlights, man. You know, he got that dog in him. X-ray
Yeah.
show. X-ray show.
Actually, so
But I got Charles. I'm picking Charles. And you say you got Charles too, right?
you were surprised when I said the odds. Why is that?
Yeah. I just based on everything we just said, man, Charles has already been champ, defended it beautifully.
Multiple times.
Better title reign and road to the title than Khabib.
Easy.
I'm sick of these Khabib.
I'm sick to my stomach, fam.
I'm just like, where do you get off trying to tell me that Khabib is the greatest lightweight of all time?
Dude, I think we could make a debate that Charles had a better run to the title.
It's to me, it's not a debate. It's not
Number
a debate.
one. Number
Number
two, he
one,
had a better reign too.
the resume, like, come on, man, it's not a debate. But yeah, I just think that's disrespectful based on everything we just said. I don't think it makes sense. I would understand, you know, maybe being a slight underdog, slight. But
Yeah,
even
like
then, you know,
plus 125.
yeah. But hey, man, odds makers get it wrong all the time. You know, that's just the way it is. You know, the doctor told my parents that I was gonna be a girl,
You
and
said turned out they were right though. The odds
you
makers
know
were
that
right.
one bit me in the ass. Appreciate that. Thank you, man.
You set yourself.
Yeah, thanks, bro.
Are you just as excited for that fight as me, bro?
Yeah, yeah. Like I said earlier, man, that's the most, in my mind, the most competitive matchup all night.
Yeah. All right, and then we'll move on to the we don't make circus fights fight. The BMF title. Um, Justin Gaethje versus Max Holloway. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Gaethje, man. He's just bigger than Max. At this weight class, you know, he
Hmm.
just has more power, obviously, than Max. He just beat Dustin, who beat Max, right? I mean, a while ago, but you know what I'm talking about. And I think Gaethje's just locked in, man. He wants his title match. You know, he wants it back. He wants to run it back. Um, damn, I'm curious. Justin and Charles Olive's wins. Who gets right? I'm interested in that because if
That's a
Max
great point.
wins versus Justin, it makes Justin look undesirable for uh a title run, right? Because it's like you can't even beat a 45er. So I want Justin to win. I think he's gonna win. I think he's gonna knock this dude out. But when was the last time we seen Max hit the canvas? So I don't know if he's gonna knock.
Zero. It's never happened.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna knock him out. But I want
Mm.
Justin to win, and I love Justin. He knows he's half Mexican. Go ahead.
Have you heard the or seen the video of him trying to do a grito?
Nah,
Oh man,
it's
he
good.
just no, it's awful. His just his voice. He just can't do it, man. His voice is so shot,
Ah,
man.
shit.
He just goes like oof, not good. But you know, I gotta say, man, the UFC is they're good at what they do, man. You know, when this fight was first announced,
Really?
I was like, you know,
The U
Justin.
Time out. Breaking news here on Spitballin, guys. The UFC is good at what they do.
And trust me,
Whoa.
that's a very educated opinion. Look, man, I've been I've been here, man. Come on, bro.
This guy.
Come
Oh
on, bro. Look
God.
at this. Look at this, man. Look at this. I've been here, man. Look at. Come
Oh,
on, baby.
look at this guy,
Come
man.
on, baby.
Pathetic. Pathetic.
Look at this. Watch this one. Watch this one.
You know who you are? You're
Look at
Stephen A right now when they ask you about basketball. Well, I started in
The real,
1967
the
as the beat
real
writer
GOAT.
of the 76ers, and I learned from Big James. Like, that's you right now. Appreciate it, dog. We were all wondering.
Look at this one. Ooh, baby.
We were wondering, bro.
Look, man. All I'm saying is, that was a very educated opinion. This has been a very educated talk. Everything I say, it comes from experience, comes from research, comes from just being entrenched,
Mm-hmm.
totally engulfed by this sport. Okay, I've been living in it, fully immersed. But yeah, man, the UFC. I was like, oh, just Gaethje, man. But then they just did their little fucking voodoo, whatever, and now I'm like,
You flip.
Holloway could win this thing, man. Like Holloway might really do this, because Holloway starts doing his little la 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 la. I'm like, Holloway's gonna do it, but I don't know, man. I do have Holloway, but I don't like how the UFC takes advantage of me. I don't like that.
Oh, that's funny. So Jason is getting Holloway right here. We're gonna drop this Friday, so the night, the day before the fight, so
Beautiful.
people, our fans, could know who we got, and then come at us later. So we're gonna move on to the most anticipated fight of the whole year, of the whole century, of the whole women's strawweight division of all time. The two Chinese fighters, Zhang Wei Li versus Yan. Help me out.
Again, I'm just saying what I've heard. Xiaonan.
Xiaonan. What a letdown co-main event. I'm gonna say
When
I'm
look,
sorry.
look, man. When Dana announced that one, I remember you sent it to me. You sent me the post on IG. He's like, the first ever. He's trying to do the Connor thing when he turned red, running out of breath. I'm going to pass out. I'm so hyped.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, the first ever Chinese versus Chinese. I was just like, that has no value to it. Nobody cares that it's Chinese versus Chinese, except maybe China, which do I know their market size? No, but man, like I don't know, man. I'm not Chinese. I can't relate at all.
Yeah, I can't relate to that. And
Yeah, I'm not interested in that fight. That's a great time to go use the restroom, folks. It's a good time to send your girl a quick video if you got to show her proof of where you're at. Maybe you're in the doghouse. Like,
Jerem.
you know what I mean? That happens.
uh, what's it called? Okay, since we're not gonna talk about that, then maybe let's talk about Whaley wins. Where does the UFC go with her from there?
China.
And
China.
but versus who?
I don't know, man. I gotta definitely say the women's divisions. I'm just, as of the last year or so, I've just really kind of been tuned out. It's not very exciting. They're highly touted, double champ. I was never a huge fan of her. She had her fake phony belt, Amanda Nunes. I don't know, man. The women's divisions, they just don't have any buzz right now. We've already seen the greatest era, maybe ever, of women's fighting in MMA in the
Mm.
UFC. We may have already seen that,
So you think
and
they're
that's
on
unfortunate.
crossroads?
Yeah, and
Interesting.
it sucks, man. It sucks.
All right.
But I do
So
have Zhang Weili taking that victory.
yeah, I think a lot of people do. The odds
Yeah.
aren't out here, but that's strange. But let's go. I'm gonna take one from John Anik's book. The man who this card was built upon, Alex Pereira versus Jamal Hill, and I'm gonna go with Pereira here, bro. Um, because I just think he's been in there more often, and he's not coming off a Achilles tear.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know the last. athlete that came back 9 months and did great off Achilles tear.
Yep.
No one has come back from an Achilles tear and been the same guy ever in sports. Uh, we're gonna see Aaron Rodgers come back. You know, is he gonna do it at 40 years old?
What a fucking shame, man. He came out Mr. America. It was beautiful.
Bro, they had to run out. And he
That was
goes,
our moment, man. That the American flag that was like our coolest moment we've had and then
but I just don't think he's gonna do it. Is his power gonna be there? Sure, but I think Alex showed us that he has a chin at 205. Going with
fair point,
Yuri
yeah.
and going 5 rounds versus him and I think Pereira has the chin and he's gonna show it, and I think his kickboxing is gonna show here.
Okay.
I think Jamal's gonna think they're gonna bang, but Pereira's gonna mix it up with some kicks, and I'm gonna go with Pereira, man. But it's a close one. It's minus 135 and plus 114 for Hill, so it's a close
Nice.
one.
Yeah,
Uh,
well, Jamal Hill, sorry to interrupt, but just real quick, Jamal Hill, he has his hands, man. They're nice. They're certified. They're registered. They're dangerous as fuck. But
hey, do you believe? What do you think about dudes who would say my hands are registered? Like that's a myth, right?
yeah, it's not real.
I remember, bro, some fools
It's
in
not real.
high school would be like, "My hands are registered. I go boxing." I'm like, I would be like,
Yeah,
I don't know if that's real,
yeah.
dog.
My hands are registered weapons, man. My hands are illegal in 13 states.
But yeah, Jason. So I'm gonna go with Pereira. Take the floor, man.
Now I'm with you. Pereira is the best thing, the hottest thing out of Brazil. Right now,
Mm,
Brazil's cooking. Brazil, for a little while there, wasn't dominating the UFC. Brazil is back on the map, and in large part due to
yeah.
Poatan. But I don't think it's a slam dunk win for Alex. But I do pick him. I have him taking him out within the first three. Um, but
High praise, high praise.
but the problem is, Alex, has his hands down pretty often, and Jamal might shock the world, man. That'd be the best thing, like that would be that'd be shocking. Let me just put it that way. That'd be shocking, right? You see Alex go down, and I don't like that because I don't like Jamal Hill, brother. I'm just not a fan. I don't think it's interesting.
Yeah.
But who knows? Update for you. Phone is at 3%.
All right. Well, no, I mean you just ended it right there, bro.
Yeah.
You got Jamal Hill. I think let's just end it with this. Our thoughts on the whole card. Um, Not the pop that I wanted.
Yeah.
I had an argument with a friend, Justin, who I told him that, and he's like, "You're not a UFC fan. You're a casual." And I'm like, "No. What was promised and what I thought there was more potential to be here for more names and everything for the
Yeah.
fight, but most of those fights are good. If we're gonna go from 1 to 10, most of those fights are all solid sevens.
Yeah.
There's
That's
no
fair.
there's no nines or tens or crazy whoa fights. So
I would say
you
a
know
9 is Charles and Armin.
yeah, that's a super interesting fight.
Yeah.
But that's my thoughts on UFC 300. I'm gonna watch. We're doing this obviously for
Yeah.
UFC
Yeah.
300. So
We're
your
gonna
final
watch. Look,
thoughts.
guys, we're gonna watch. Like hands down, period, point blank.
Your
But
final
yeah,
thoughts.
uh, it is a stacked card. When you run down the list, it is stacked. Unfortunately, I don't know what went wrong. I really do think it comes down to what Dana kind of set the expectation for us all, it just nobody really feels like it met that. I haven't talked to anybody that feels like it delivered as far as name value. But you realize Connor's not on here, John's not on here, John Jones, Conor McGregor, and Israel Adesanya. So their stars aren't active, and
Mm-mm.
I don't know, man. Here comes Alex to save the day. Let's hope. It's a good card. It's just not what I had imagined or envisioned.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
You're not
maybe
alone.
yeah, we're definitely not alone, man. I'm gonna watch every single one. We'll see how everybody performs that night, and it might end up being epic just off of results. Things that happen. I'm sure there's gonna be little announcements sprinkled in here and there, different things, entertainment pieces, whatever it is. We'll be entertained, man.
We'll be there. Yeah, we will. And we're gonna. With that being said, we're gonna end it here on Spitball. And I appreciate you, Jason, being on the stream. Everybody who's keep listening to Spitball, I appreciate you. Let me know on the DM what you like, what you don't like. Let me know in the comments what you like and don't like. Spitballing Podcast, your
Yes,
boy Jason.
sir.
I am Jason. Peace.